Hi, this is Old Nan. I haven't done but a few of these videos and I'm not very good at it. I usually leave it to the professionals. But after Sunday's episode of The Door, Season 5, Season 6, Season 5, Season 6, Episode 5 of Game of Thrones, I just felt like there were some things I might need to say. This covers about everything that's come so far, the books, any spoilers. This is strictly my speculation. There's several things. I leave all the other stuff to the professionals. And let's just start by saying that we're going to title this is a tribute to Hodor, and this is going to be There's Must Always Be a Stark in Winterfell. And Bloodraven said it really well when he said, "The past is written, the ink is dry." This is shown to be the case with Episode 5, The Door. Bran's first vision in this episode it shows how the White Walkers were created. It was a time during the first men when the children were fighting the first men. They were overwhelmed by the population of the first men, so they decided to create a weapon. And they found a man, tied him to a weirwood tree, did their little thing, and put a obsidian a blade in his heart, left it there. He absorbed it, and his eyes turned blue, and he turned into the first White Walker. Now, it's my belief that the first man to become a White Walker was a Stark. This is just my belief, and there goes with this being the first one was a Stark. I think that explains their connection to the White Walkers. I think it also explains somewhat the message that's been brought down from generation to generation, all the way to Ned, all the way to Bran. There must always be a Stark in Winterfell. And that's pretty much gives you kind of an idea of where we're going. The children created the White Walkers to fight men. They used obsidian to create him, and an obsidian will destroy them. Obsidian dragon glass is what is called in the show. And I speculate a lot, but this ceremony created a lifetime, a weapon of mass destruction that lasts through generations. And the whole North acknowledges that a Stark must always be in Winterfell. But times change and people forget. And these are thousands of years. And I think also in this scene, in this episode, Kinvara kind of says it best, the Red Priestess who talked to Tyrion and Varys, when she said, everyone is what they are and where they are for a reason. And I think that's true also with Bran and Jon, Sansa, Arya, Daenerys, all of them. They're where they're supposed to be at this time. And there was nothing Bran, this whole thing leading up to this. Bran's has to become the Green Seer in order to stop the White Walkers. In order to become the Green Seer, he had to travel north of the Wall. In order to travel north of the Wall, he had to have Hodor. Who would have thought Hodor would have played such a great and selfless role in the war for life? You know, he gave his life for Bran and Mira and the rest of the world. And I think that Bloodraven set all of this up to begin with. He knew what had to be done. And so Bran decides to Green Sea without Bloodraven. He tried to get Bloodraven's attention and he was ignored. This vision, and that lets me know right there that Bloodraven knows all that's going on. So he knew that Bran was going to Green Sea on his own, and where he went to this time was the Great North. And there was the weirwood tree with the same stone symbolism as the one that where the first where White Walker was made. It's covered with snow. He looks out, he sees the army of the dead. He walks through them. They don't even realize he's there. He thinks he's safe. He passes them and he sees the Night's King. And then the Night's King sees him. And then all of the White Walkers, the Whites all of a sudden see him. And while he's looking at this, the Night's King grabs his arm. Bran panics, comes out of the vision, and Bloodraven tells him, he touched you. And this is important. And it's very, very important. This vision of the weirwood tree, the Night's King touched Bran. Bloodraven explains the spells protecting the cave, them in the cave, is now broken because Bran is marked by the Night's King, in a way inviting them in. By this same thinking, the wall would no longer hold the others if Bran goes below the wall. It's a possibility. I'm not sure about that, how that works. But he's been marked by the Night's King. Bloodraven knew he would be marked by the Night's King. He knew that the Night's King would come for all of them. And that this is his final lessons to Bran. His watch is ended. He will no longer be the last Green Seer. Bran will. And it's really strange how he did this. So he's marked, and Bloodraven decides to give Bran a crash course in Green Sea while they're waiting for the White Walkers to find them, which doesn't take very long. And I don't think the events in the cave is random. Bloodraven knew this would happen, did happen. He kept Bran in the past with Hodor or Willis at that time, and stayed until his death. Maybe upon Bloodraven's death, all his knowledge should have been passed to Bran. Bran stays there, but he hears his Mira telling him, we need Hodor. We need Hodor. And Bloodraven tells him to listen to your friend. And so, while he's in the past, he wargs Hodor in the present. And he helps him Mira help him get out. Summer is sacrificed. The children are sacrificed in their flight from the cave. They get to the back door of the cave. Hodor finally gets the door open. Mira is dragging Bran in the sleigh, pulling him by herself, and Hodor opens the door, lets them out, and Mira says, "Hold the door! Hold the door!" And Hodor holds the door. Bran's still in the past, listening to what's going on in the present. Looks at Willis. Willis looks at him intensely. And when they get to the part where Hodor has to hold the door, all of a sudden, Bran's warged into the past Hodor, creating Hodor, the Hodor that he needs for the future. And that's pretty much it. And Bloodraven listened to his friends. And he says the time has come. And told Bran, Bloodraven did. And he told him that as the Night's King cut him in half, his essence in the past left. And that's the last we know. Left with Mira going out on her own carrying Bran. Now, do they cross the wall? If they do, can the White Walkers cross the wall? If they don't go there, where will they go? Somebody's got to help them, and I don't know if we're going to get possibly Cold Hands version of Cold Hands, possibly a combined version of Cold Hands Benjen. I don't know, but this is what my thinking is on it. All this had to happen. Everything that's happened is happened for a reason, and hopefully the reason being that so that this can be the last long night, that there will be a stream of summer, and maybe their winters will get straightened out finally. Anyway, just a few thoughts. Don't know what you think. Let me know. Keep watching, and I don't know if I'll ever do another one of these, but keep listening to the others. Westeros History, Westeros.org. Obviously, this was made several months ago at the time, right after the airing of Hodor, Hold the Door. But I still stand with what I said at that time. I do believe that there must always be a Stark in Winterfell. I was right about Benjen coming along as Cold Hands. I do believe that Bran will cross the wall and get to Winterfell at some point. And like I said, he could start a home office out there in the weirwood grove at Winterfell. All he needs is a weirwood tree, so just a little joke there. But anyway, that's a lot to come. We've got a King of the North. We've got basically three factions. The North, the Crown Lands, and then the rest of the Westeros. Daenerys coming in with Dorne and Tyrells. Sam is at the Citadel. Let's hope he finds some interesting information there about Jon and how to kill the White Walkers. Or Azor Ahai, and maybe the possibility that Jon is the Azor Ahai. Or Azor Ahai and the last hero the same person, or are they two different? Either way, I do believe that we will have a hero, like I said earlier, from each of these areas. I think there will be multiple heroes in the wars to come. and multiple deaths, many deaths of many heroes. I don't know who will survive in the end, but it's getting real these last two seasons, so enjoy, have fun, see you later. Now I gotta figure out how to stop this thing.